everybody. Welcome to another Bristol Chess Times. I don't know what episode we're on now, but we're rolling them out. Today, me and Mike are going to look at a recent Division 1 game again between Bob Radford and Mike Brigden. That's Horfield Chess Club. Bob plays for Horfield, and Mike Brigden comes from Downend and Fishponds Chess Club. The ratings, so Bob is about 155 ECF, which is about 1850 ELO. Mike Brigden is 170 something ECF, so I don't know what that is in ELO money. It's probably about 22,000, 2,100, something like that. So Bob is the weaker player in this instance. We're going to have a look at this exciting game, good finish, and we're also going to get a little bit of time at the end of the video to some of the Bristol League players in the Olympiad.
Yeah, Olympiad is happening now, and we wish we could be there.
We do. We're desperately searching our long-lost relatives for anybody with a bloodline to a very small nation that would allow players of our standard to play, but unfortunately we don't.
I would just about qualify for Scotland if I tried, but I'm also not good enough at all to play Scotland. Great.
We need very small nations with no chess players who we are related to, and we haven't found any yet.
Please help us out. I'm going to whiz through this game. So, Bob.
We're now on move 19. With the first 19 moves or so, and we've gone through them pretty quickly, but it feels to me very classical. Knights on traditional squares, bishops on traditional squares. Trading off a central pawn to give isolated queen's pawns. It feels to me that both players have played very classical and theoretical in their approach, and then suddenly Bob decides to fire out G5.
Yeah, and we'll see how it works out. But the first thing he did right to playing a stronger player is just not to panic and not to change your opening style.
Yeah, well, there is a great line of thinking which says that when you're playing a stronger opponent, complicate.
Well, maybe that's what this G5 was about. So we see this Bishop B1 idea. I actually mentioned that for the London. The idea is put the queen in front of the bishop, attack down that diagonal. But it's a pretty nice move. F6 just means that the queen can defend along the 7th rank. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I suppose. I didn't play this game, so I'm not entirely sure what the plans for Black were, and I'm sure some of the people watching will be like, well, I'm not sure. I think perhaps players, weaker than 160 might be a bit nervous about some of these committal moves that Bob's done. I think that's praise to Bob for some of the bravery that he shows in this game. My first instinct is I'm like, well, okay. Pawns around my king are disrupted a little bit. Knight on h5. But then I suppose White's pieces are a little bit uncoordinated, aren't they? They don't seem to be working together. Like the knight on c3, I don't know. It's not working with the bishop on b1.
I guess
it's a rook lift, Mike. Mike loves a rook lift.
No idea. So these pawns can be good in attack, but sometimes actually the king can just step up and rejoin them, and somehow have a defence that
just
way.
Move your defence up the field.
And that's after the opening, it's pretty important to have this plan, and you need to change your structures somehow to initiate a plan. So this is one way. The bishop is challenged on a diagonal, and it wants to.
Well, it's not a natural move here because he's also creating threats on d5, and with the king, the black king behind it.
Yeah, so White tries to keep the bishop, and there is nasty threats coming for White, but Bob kind of gets his own plan going. So the knight lands on f4. This looks like a very dodgy move to me.
Yeah, this does, because the knight can easily be kicked, right? So my first instinct here is the knight I get is covering the bishop, but it can be kicked at some point.
So g3 would be a move to look at, but
you've got to be careful of the h3 pawn. Yeah.
So I would, as you know, immediately look at rook takes bishop as well.
Well, it's an exchange sacrifice.
Yeah,
it's more than yes, it is.
we haven't looked at that, but maybe you can take twice on there as well. And then
surely
bishop
you're not
takes d5.
Ooh, let's have a look
Rook
at that.
takes, knight takes, rook takes.
So can white actually give up all of this?
Can you play rook take? Hang on. That one loses the queen for a bishop for sure.
Yeah. So that's good line for white.
That is probably good, but actually go back. You made rook takes.
So this is the position, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
sorry, black has just played bishop
and
to
take twice on e6.
take twice.
I wonder if there's a rook takes knight
First.
first.
Yes. Okay, and where are we at? White is an exchange down. Do you want to take with the queen or the pawn?
Well, either way, you just take the rook, and there's no more pin.
Yeah. Okay.
So, well played, Bob. That was very well seen.
Yeah, we're going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you'd seen all that and calculated that.
Yeah.
That is a nasty tactic.
We have not looked through this on the computer, so correct us in the comments if you.
Okay,
if there's
so
anything else.
Bob, very confident in his bishop retreat. Okay, so what happened next?
So let's see. There's a g3 actually. So
is that how the game went?
Yeah, Mike actually decides that it's going to put pressure on here. The knight comes to h3. The king attacks it, but doesn't really attack it.
Yeah.
But actually, you've just taken away that defender from f4. So these threats on d5. Now rook takes e6 does really work.
It's on. Yeah.
Yeah. Even if you defend with a rook.
Okay.
So bishop f7. Rook comes in and
It's starting to get tasty. Isn't
yes, so queen and knight suddenly become this attacking duo. No, attacking f2 straight away.
Well, it's covered by the queen.
They're both attacking, but two attackers on it.
No, but the white queen.
Yeah.
The giant 9-point piece on d2.
Yeah. Knight takes pawn.
I'm talking absolute
back
rubbish.
to g4.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen, seeing once again the classic example of my failure to calculate.
Don't worry, John, you'll get there. So he defends that. But now, here comes actually, I think the best move of the game. The queen and knight can be really dangerous, but here that you kind of see that they're a bit stuck.
They're kind of getting in each other's way, aren't they?
the knight's literally stuck. But sometimes, when you've only got two pieces, you get to attacking a king. You want to just rearrange them and get some new threats. It's quite difficult. But Bob finds a really nice move.
Okay. Well, given that the knight is kind of a bit stuck, the first instinct for me would be to try to solidify it. So because at the moment my queen is, or black's queen is, defending the knight. So I'm thinking about things like maybe a g4 push to anchor the knight.
That is a good idea.
Although h6 falls to the queen.
So and queen h5 would be a nice move because then there's a discovered check. But Bob does see that h6 is hanging there. So queen takes h6, also cover h5. So he gets his queen to h5 quite creatively. He plays queen f3.
Giving up
looks like it.
Okay. With a threat of queen h1, I presume. That's lovely.
If king takes knight, then queen h1, and mate will follow with the queen and bishop.
So king takes. Do you go queen h1 here?
Yeah. Or you probably even play bishop h5. No, queen h1 first.
Well, no. Surely it's just g4. Oh no. Sorry. What is the correct order of play? I've just given up a knight.
Yeah,
queen h1.
So just immediately taking advantage that there's no piece on the back.
Yeah, and the king has to come
G5,
up.
g4. There must be a mate pretty quickly here.
You say that, but I'm not seeing
it. Queen h5, king f4, bishop g6. To be honest, I would stop calculating after.
Okay, queen here.
Queen h5.
Let's just look at forcing moves.
Queen here. King goes all the way out to e6.
Here. King here. Rook. Blimey.
You can take the pawn.
It's a hell of a king walk.
I'm not seeing a finish immediately, but I'm pretty sure
Yes.
there would be something.
Okay, there must be a mate here. We believe there's a mate.
Yeah.
If you've anyone who's watching can see the mate,
Or just
leave us a comment.
You've only given up a knight, right?
Yeah.
So there must be something.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. It's a hell of a scary line.
Yeah.
And for white to accept the knight is a pretty brave move.
Yeah.
So I think.
So let's go
Queen
back
F.
here.
We haven't analysed this. Queen F3 is probably sound. Do you think? We haven't put it into
Probably.
the computer.
It means the queen still keeps an eye on F2, and it's coming to H5 next move. But Mike goes for it. Rook takes bishop, and here we see these tactics on D5 coming. But Bob ignores that. So sorry, he ignores this move here.
Yeah.
So he just carries on with his attack.
Nice.
And just leaves the rook there because he just wins the exchange back. And I think your point earlier about coordination is quite key for whites. For example, the queen isn't doing much at the moment, so there's no immediate kind of take and then another check and then another check.
Yeah.
So I'll go on a few moves.
Mm-hmm.
G4, your idea.
Yeah, solidifying the knight. Yeah.
And now you've got threats to play the knight back to G5 and queen here. That would be devastating.
Yes, and knight F4 is nice. Just threatening.
F4.
Isn't it? I'm chess blind. Sorry, I'm just seeing that. Yes, this
was genius. I thought you
chess.
thought queen H3 check.
Well, is it? I mean, just give it.
Defends. I don't know.
No, you're right. No. Okay.
I don't know. So the exchange is taken back, and you see actually whose king is safer here. Bob's thrown his pawns forwards.
Yeah, it's nice.
But king G7 looks pretty a safe square.
Yeah.
And there's weak squares around white's king.
Okay.
When I showed John attacking games of mine, he has an annoying habit of coming up with a defence.
Good moves. You hate
works.
good moves, don't you, Mike? In general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for your opponent, they really annoy you.
Yeah, I like when I play them.
Yeah.
But I wonder if you can come up with from here. What would your plan be? Do you think you need
as
to
white or
defend
black?
As white? So F5 is coming as white. So F5
We got it. Yeah, I agree with the next move. It's
okay,
great
H2.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we go on. F5 comes anyway.
Okay, dropping pawns. Okay.
Okay, so king G7. So that looks kind of like a safe square to me. And then he checks. Let's go on. So we see this knight reroute to F3.
Yeah.
And that's a really.
I think the knight's been the best piece in the game. Actually,
Yeah.
I questioned it on H5, but I feel like.
Yeah, and it comes back to this G3 move.
Yeah.
We actually saw in another video in my game where I played G6 and
In fact, we've got a bit of a theme in our videos at the moment about G pawns being decisive in the game. There was that checkmate in my game where there was the G3 push preventing the bishop. There's several games here where the G pawn appears to be decisive.
Yeah, interesting. Switch back very quickly to there. That's when G3 was played. And it's kind of deliberate provocation.
It's a long way away. Move 27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we go back to around here. You see that because of G3, that is a huge.
And we're now a good 12, 13 moves later when that pawn push is that weakness on F3 is going to pay
dividends.
Yeah.
So the knight comes back. Actually, it's the queen with tempo. White really wants to trade queens here because he recognises that danger on F3.
Yeah.
Black doesn't allow that. First check. And here we're forking the rook, so this is actually a bit of a mistake. Black can pick up the exchange.
Yeah, but he wants more than that, right?
Because the queen is now defended by the pawn.
Yeah.
He wants more, so he goes knight E1 check.
This is looking...
This is quite nice. I think there was a little bit of time trouble. If white finds the right king moves, you can always come back to f3 with a check.
And then take the exchange. That's lovely when you get one of those positions where you've got the freedom to look for the mate, knowing that you can always bail out with a material advantage.
Yeah.
I think that's a really powerful position to beat yourself under something.
Yeah. So, and understandably, mistakes creep in. King h1 is a nail in the coffin, as I say. Sometimes
and let's just show the finish. So I think white resigned here, didn't he?
Yes.
But if king resigned, so there's only one move, king h2, and then it is a lovely finish.
F3.
Lovely finish. And the knight wins the game.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man of the match from yet another knight. Great, lovely game. Well played to Bob, taking down his higher ranked opponent. We're going to try and get some other games from lower divisions as well onto the channel. If anybody wants to send those submissions in, we've shown 3 Division 1 games, I think, now.
Okay, yeah.
So the final thing for today's video that we wanted to do is also give a shout out to the Olympiad that's going on over in Georgia. Is it Georgia? No, it is Georgia.
Batumi.
Yeah.
It must be lovely. 184 countries playing in the same.
And one of those countries is Guernsey.
It's Guernsey. So we have a one Bristol League player playing for Guernsey on top board. Hasn't managed to face Norway or.
No, I mean, who they played? I think they played Algeria and Malta. I saw they played. Everything's on Chess 24.
I think this was. No, I don't. This is against. He's playing an FM. He's played 4 title players.
So Peter here from the Bristol League. He's played 4 title players. Yeah,
and he's playing white here. He goes for this knight here. There's loads of exchanges that happen, and at the end of it, it looks like black wins a pawn. The bishop takes e2. But Peter saw ahead and saw he could take this knight, and then take that pawn with queen. So sort of transitions.
Yes, obviously rook can't take queen because it's a background mate.
Yes, rook c8 check mate to follow. So that was a nice bit of calculation.
And sorry, we should be clear. What colour is Peter here?
White.
White. Yeah.
So he sees a way to transition, get away from complications. But I kind of find it funny because he makes an error soon. After that really nice bit of calculation. I'll see if John and you at home can spot it. This is kind of a beat the 180 kind of puzzle.
Okay, well, there's more than one. Yes.
So I'll play h4 here. Black plays bishop c6, and white plays queen g4. I'm not entirely sure why.
Peter plays queen g4.
Queen g4,
and this is the blunder, right? So there's a black to play and win.
Black to play and win. A few seconds.
Well, I think I'm gonna actually try and. I think I'm right here with this one. Given how strong that bishop is looking, I'm guessing it has something to do with the white diagonal. So removing the rook somehow, I'm going to go with some kind of queen takes c1 with the rook threat.
Yeah, some kind of queen sack.
Yeah. It's a puzzle, right? Every solution to every puzzle ever is queen sack.
Yeah, it's nice when it happens in a game, and I think Peter.
So this happened on the board, didn't it?
I think Peter graciously also allowed this checkmate, which is just one of the best checkmates you can.
Nice.
Yeah. Rook and bishop.
So unlucky Peter, but in general he's having a sterling effort. He's got 2 draws and 2 losses, which might sound not a great performance so far in the Olympiad. But bear in mind, Peter is around about 1900s, 2000, and he's played all title players. And he's flying the flag for Bristol at the biggest chess event in the world. And there's a couple of other Bristol players. I think Lewis Martin from Downhead Chess Club is also playing.
And it's still going on, so we might see some.
Yeah, we might look at some more Olympiad games, but that's a nice puzzle to finish with. So I think that's us for today. Thank you for watching, and leave us any comments on lines and anything you want in the comment section below. And remember, subscribe if you're interested in League Chess. Get in touch, and we can find you a club in the Bristol area.